Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. In just a moment, I'm going to be walking my happy butt over to the futon to check out the new Shudder exclusive, Infested. And Infested comes from us all the way from our friends over in France. So a good old buongiorno from all your friends here in the old United States. Anyways, guys, this movie tells the story of someone who decides to bring home a deadly, fast-breeding spider to their apartment complex. Yes, a big, high-rise apartment building. And they thought it was a great idea to bring home a highly venomous spider. Now, I'm not sure if he knows it's a highly venomous spider or not. I kind of think he knows it's a highly venomous spider. But anyways, this sucker gets loose and it starts breeding and causing havoc throughout the high-rise apartment building. Guys, I love a good high-rise horror film. Maybe because I live in a high-rise apartment building, so it's something kind of close to home that gets me. Although I don't see a lot of spiders around here. Maybe they're hiding. Alright guys, well enough of me sitting here yabbering and jibber-jabbing and so on. It is time for me to head on over to the futon and check out Infested. Just getting done checking out Infested, and you know what, guys? I really enjoyed this film. Man, this movie gives you the heebie-jeebies. I had moments during this film where I just could feel something crawling on me and I would have to go do the old brush off. It's one of those kind of films. You can really get absorbed into this movie. Alright, so let's get this started, shall we? Generally, I have negatives, but this time I really don't have any negatives. This is more things to make you aware of. Now, I did say in the intro that this comes from us from our friends over in France, and this film is subtitled. Now, I know there are some people out there, they're like, subtitled, man, I don't want to read no dadgum movie, but dudes, seriously, watch this movie. That's all I have to say, okay? I know, I'm not somebody who really enjoys subtitles either, but I've learned how to cope over the years, especially doing films like this for my channel. I've learned how to, do this, okay? Be able to watch the movie and read, so I know for a fact it is possible. It's just, some of us just don't want to, but please, go ahead. Do it this time, because if you don't, you're missing out on one of the best creature features I have seen in a long time, especially when it comes to the creepy, crawly critters known as spiders. This is probably, now, I really enjoyed the movie Sting, but think of this as Sting on crack, okay? Because there's not just one Sting in this movie. There are hundreds, if not thousands of pretty good sized spiders throughout this entire film. And let me tell you guys, the special effects look they look immaculate in this film. The movie goes for practical and CGI, and by practical I mean they do use real spiders in some scenes in this film. There was one scene in particular that I was wondering if maybe, just maybe, they used like a miniature hallway scene and then just, put like regular old like wolf spiders or something like in there, because it really looked that authentic and real. Or it could have been CGI, because that's exactly how good this movie looks. Now, it is a dark film, don't get me wrong. We did have to blacken out the windows in the apartment here so we could see the screen with it being so bright outside today, and it's honestly not really that bright outside today. So yeah, the movie is a little dark, but you really need it to be dark, and it's in the movie too, why it needs to be that way and so on and so forth. But I do think that they use the darkness in good ways in order to build tension, suspense, of course probably used to help out with those special effects a little bit because of budget restraints and things of that sort. But anyways, it works to its advantage. Something else that I really enjoyed about this film, and something that's lacking in a lot of creature features, and that is the characters. We have some really good, solid, identifiable type of characters in this film. You have people who are just trying to get by and struggle struggling and you want to, see them succeed and so on and so forth. So a lot of really great, well fleshed out characters. Now, I guess if you could say one thing is that the movie does kind of take its time getting to a lot of the suspense and action. It does do a lot of building, but it doesn't really seem to be that long. The film does clock in about an hour and 45 minutes, so it's a hair longer than I like to see my creature features, but that's nothing big, because that time is filled with a lot of good characterization and world building that you really need for a film like this, because you really want to root for these people to get out of this situation that they're in. You really like them, and I think that's where this movie succeeds a lot, where it kind of failed a little bit in Sting, where a movie like that, where yes, the family unit and those people were very well fleshed out characters that you were rooting for, but everyone else on the side was just kind of cannon fodder. In this film, though, even though people kind of seem like cannon fodder, their characters are still likable, well developed, and somebody that you're like, oh no, the spiders got her. Oh, damn it, I was hoping they got to her in time. And that's how this film is. And also, I'm just going to say this. I honestly know absolutely nothing about the political climate right now in France. But it just seems to me that there was a deeper meaning to this movie other than just spiders. It just felt like there was some other undertone that was going on in this film. Like I said, I don't know anything about what's going on over there at all. I mean, the joke at the beginning of this in my intro shows you I don't know the difference between Italian and French or whatever. I was just basically making fun of, having fun with Inglourious Bastards. But anywho, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but this film feels like it had a lot more to it than it was really going on. There was definitely something underneath. It had that iceberg effect going on in this film. But that was just me. I could be wrong. I could be reading into it a little too much. But all in all, guys, this is a very solid, very well made, well crafted, very solid, good special effects horror film that it's available right now on Shudder. So if you're already a subscriber, this will cost you absolutely nothing. And if you are not a subscriber, this honestly, in my opinion, is a subscribe to this service movie, because it gives you a great example of what you can see on Shudder. Because take it with the good and the bad. This is one of those really great moments. Without a streaming service, we may not be able to see this kind of a film because it's not from the United States. So I may not have been able to get my hands on it at my local Blockbuster back in the day. But thanks to a service like Shudder and their ever-longing need for content, we do get films like this from overseas, and it is great. And I am very, very excited and happy that I got to see this. And I'm hoping that I can get a physical media release here in the States for this film, because I really want to see this movie again, at my own leisure. Well, alright guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. I'm gonna.